time is the most expensive thing that they have to optimize their investment in it. So whatever they put on, they have to choose that that's the best thing for that time and to make the most money, because that's the advertising behind it.
And maybe at the time they didn't know how they were going to advertise or own the bandwidth online. And so it was seen as they were threatened by it. But then they quickly told me, they put up a little note for the people who've been psychologically damaged to call the thing. And the story of what this man, why he did that, was never discussed. And they pulled away. So I was driving home and I was listening to AM to Tom Lycos. I don't know if you're familiar with the talk show host. And I call in. And I'm disgusted. And I said, this is what they did. They don't really care about the story. They just cover their asses. And so the next day I walk in, and this guy who I'd only said hi to, how are you? He never really heard my voice. And he says, can I speak to you? He goes, were you on the radio yesterday? And I said, yeah. And he goes, do you know you could have lost your job if I were to go and tell the manager, the TV man, the station manager? And he said, never do that again. Shortly after I quit, because I was disgusted. I was disgusted as a Canadian journalist as how they covered it. And then, of course, I used to write for mainstream magazines, and I made my movie and I blew the whistle on Bear, and then slowly became on the shit list. And then I remember in 2017, I was one of the first to sell CBD before everyone and their mother in the end of 2016. And then I got shut down by all the processors. I wrote a story and I pitched it to Marie Claire. And I was like, oh, Marie Claire, the mainstream is going to publish my story. It's like so happy to be accepted. And they call me at home and they say, my home office, and they say, what are your personal views on? This is 2018. Yep. This is 2018. They killed my story. They made a bullshit reason. Yep. But it was because of my personal views on the jab. And slowly I became on their shit list. I'll give you an example with the Rona, because I was talking about Wuhan and what's really happening, and many was. But then Brett Weinstein, he gets to take that narrative and get all the credit and then cry like I'm being censored. Like, dude, we know who the people is that you steal from. I know the real journalists. I know my girlfriend Denny Katz, who wrote Plandemic, who's a brilliant journalist who's also been effed with. He's stolen from her. John Cullen, a journalist who does work with Jason Goodman, stolen from him and then gets all the credit.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's just the way it is. If they need to make money, their family needs to make the money. So they'll steal from whoever and they'll publish books and they'll steal right from you. And what are you going to do? Like, what's his name? Trying to think of the show that I did. James, anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. But I've done a lot of radio shows where I've brought this information out. And the next thing you know is the people that were associated with that radio show, they'll produce a book with my information on it, and they won't give me credit. And it's fine. I understand what they're doing, but
that's
it's
horrible. If anyone does that with after all the work that I've done, all the documents that I've purchased out of my own pocket, when I'm digitally assassinated, and they've come after my company, they've come after me, it's credit. So even this person that was going to buy my shop it to a network, and they're like, well, the network gets the final say on who's the director. Are you kidding? I've directed a film that's been shown around the world and won awards. I'm going to let someone else direct this? Are you kidding?
Yep, that's what they tried to do with me.
Has anyone tried to buy you?
No, they tried to buy my website. Yeah, Alex Jones's corporation tried to buy it, and actually I was going to do it, but then they came back with oh, hey, by the way, if you do this, you have to basically put on your website that you made all this stuff up and that it's fake. And I went, what? No, deal's done. No way.